Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you how to set up a conscript in font software. I'm using FontLab Studio, but most of them are the same. We begin by going to the File menu and pulling up New. This gives you the layout of your font. This is the default encoding in this case, and it has all of the glyphs that you're going to create. Now, I usually actually use the MS Windows 252 ANSI, which is the one that Microsoft Windows uses normally. Okay, so you can see that you have all of the standard Latin characters in the gray, and then the names of them, which happen to be the same in this case because we're on the name setting, above them. And you can see the ones that are period and hyphen are labeled that way. Now I'm going to open up one of the glyph windows, lowercase a. It doesn't have it there because we haven't drawn it yet. And then I'm going to go and get the font info dialog and bring that up. This is where you specify the details of your font. Now, names and copyright, you put in a family name. You can choose a weight, choose a width, choose a style, or just go with the defaults. You can put in a PostScript font name, a full name, and a menu name. Then we have versions and identification, which you really want to keep up. You can adjust the version number by incrementing these values and track your fonts that way. Then we have the most key thing, the metrics and dimensions. Now, the key thing is the font's UPM size. For an OTF font, that's 1000. For a TTF font, it's 2048, and I have no idea why the numbers are different. You can adjust the UPM size up or down, but a lot of software out there assumes that you will be at the defaults. So if you're going to adjust them, you really have to play with the values to see how well it works when you're done. Often, however, I find that I need to increase the UPM size. Now, we also have other values here under metrics and dimensions that are very important, and that's why I opened up the glyph window there. First off, the key dimensions. You'll notice over here that you have a pile of lines other than the grid, and they define the way the glyph is going to be displayed. So on the dialog at the right here, you have the ascender set to 750, descender to -250, caps height to 700, X height to 500. On the screen over here, you can see that the A is the ascender, the D at the bottom there is the descender, the X is the X height, that's the height of lowercase characters, the C is the capital height, it's the height of capital characters, and down here this is the baseline. Your glyph is drawn based on these lines. Anything above the ascender or below the descender does not appear. Generally, you want your glyph between the baseline and the X line, or between the baseline and the capitals line. Now, everything to the right of this line here is going to be in the space for your glyph. Everything to the left of this line here, which can be moved, is where the glyph rendering ends. You can go past it or before it, but you're going to overlap the previous glyphs, and you want to be in the center area here. So when you draw a glyph, you're going to draw it in the center area between the line on the left and the vertical line, dashed line on the right there, and that's where your glyph is going to appear. Right in there. And that's about all there really is to setting this up. You can adjust the values, like I said, but you do so at your own peril. I've had varying success with it.